What is up, guys? I'm gonna do some road trip prep on the good old C63. I'll be headed to Northern California next week. Gotta make sure some things are all buttoned up. Here's what we're looking at over here. Got a new Serpentine belt. Gonna do the coolant flush as well, because why not? Gotta change out the front tires because the current ones are showing cords from tow and too high tire pressure wear. I gotta do a partial power steering fluid change because why not? I'll check out the good old spark plugs, see how they're doing. Have never changed those, but they have been changed before. But the car only has 40,000 miles or 44,000 miles, so it shouldn't be a big deal. I'll dust out the air filters because, why not? And thanks to Tire Rack, I got two brand new Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's for this guy over here in less than 24 hours. These are two front tires, just the old ones, 15,000 miles. That's a pretty long time actually, but I'll show you guys the inner wear is not very good. I'm thinking because of either tow or too high tire pressure, a combination of both things. First thing I'm gonna do is jack the car up and take the wheels off so we can take them to the tire shop and have them mount our new tires up. Check this out. Not very nice, is that? Nope. Cables and some weird stuff over here for sure. Definitely not supposed to happen. Nope. Checking out the old one down there and the new one up top. Nice. The other side was not as bad for sure, but definitely was getting there, so glad I'm doing it now. No matter what tire shop I go to, I always take the wheels off the car and take them myself. And I also take all the center caps out and the valve stems off. It may sound kind of overkill, but I'm like this. I can't stand it when my torques are off with the wheels and such, and if they torque them too much or if my tire pressures are off, so I'd rather just do it all myself and make them do the least amount of work. No disrespect to the shops I go to at all. This is just totally a me thing. I just cannot stand the idea of potentially having something stupid go wrong that just makes my day a lot worse. So I figured I'd put a little extra work in now and just get it myself. Time to load up the trusty 530i, which is somewhere. Just dropped off the tires to get mounted. Should be done pretty soon, I think. It's been almost an hour so far since I dropped them off. I got some new coolant as well, some 0xG48. Fun fact, this stuff you can get at any O'Reilly's basically. Pretty good stuff. It is already pre-mixed, so no need to dilute it at all. Well, I've got my wheels back from the tire shop with the fresh tires mounted, looking good. Gonna put those on the car very soon, but first gonna do some other stuff in the engine bay. Gonna take some covers off and start doing some power steering fluid changes. Nothing major, like I said, not a full flush, just to get some new fluid in the system and some old fluid out. Check out my setup here. So I've got the little pump over here, just an old Amazon hand pump to a water bottle. And check out that old fluid. It's not exactly the worst thing in the world, but it's not clean, so might as well be changing it now. I'm kind of glad I am. And I got some new CHF 11S right over there we'll be using to refill this guy. Just a quick tip, I got my distilled water from Target, which is only 85 cents a gallon, which is the cheapest I've seen it before. So shout out to Ryan for the tip. I'm currently mid-coolant flush in the C63 over here. I was doing it last night, but it was 11 p.m. and I didn't want to shut the car again, have it idle to let the coolant flow around to disturb my neighbors. So it is the next day now, and while my block is cool and not hot, I'm going to take the advantage of that and change my Serpentine belt out. I always have some Serpentine belts for 156 just laying around. This is my old ML1. It's actually still in good shape. I just keep it as a spare. No cracks, no nothing. I also have a brand new one right over here, which we'll be using today. And going to change it out on this guy. Only 44,000 miles. But as you may have heard before, changing the Serpentine belt out on 156 is a pretty good thing to do regularly. These belts get old pretty quickly, they get kind of cracked, and the heat just doesn't let them live very long. And what can happen is if they fail, they'll kill your water pump. So very expensive thing to happen if just a $20 belt breaks. So I recommend changing them around 30,000 miles. I should change this a little bit earlier, but wasn't too worried about it. Then the other day I was changing out my buddy's on his car with the same amount of miles as mine, and his was all cracked up. So I'm like, all right, I should change mine for sure before this trip. And we're gonna do it real quick, not too bad at all. I have made one video in the past about changing the Serpentine belt on the ML. The difference was I had the entire core support off the car because I was changing the radiator. In this car, we have everything still here, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult to really see what's going on as there's less space to work with. Of course, I ended up taking off the entire top cowling because it kind of has to happen anyways. All the various bits and bobs across the floor, that main metal core support brace. I just took the belt off, has the pulley in surface position so you can kind of have it without any tension on the belt. Easy comes off. For whatever reason, that pulley is super dirty. I'm gonna clean it out real quick. And it's very dusty and I have no idea why. So that'll be getting cleaned. And then check out the belt over here. You know, strangely, there's no markings on it to say when it's from. So I'm guessing it could be original, 44,000 miles. It looks okay to me. A little bit of cracking you guys can kind of see there. So, you know, no harm in changing it. For reference, here is my C63 belt from 2017, I want to say. I'm not sure how many miles are on it, but apparently less than the one on the C63 because it's definitely not as in bad of shape as this one is. Anyways, got a new belt now. I was going to put that in, but I'm glad I'm doing this now because not an immediate threat, but definitely something less to worry about. A little questionable right over here, though, I will say. This is the C63 belt, so glad I'm changing that. I gotta say, even though it's a very tight engine bay with a massive V8 and this very small C-Class body, it's really not that bad to work on when you have the fan out. You have plenty of space to touch all the belts and pulleys, and it's really not a big deal. Already got my new belt in, just need to remove the screwdriver and the tension will be back on the belt. If you guys need to change your Serpentine belt, check out my video on that. I'll link it down below and I'll put a little card over here. Yeah, if you guys are doing it in the car, like in this scenario, just take your radiator fan out. In most cars, I'd assume it's the same way. ML, R-Class, I don't know why I mentioned R-Class, the least common 63. But you get the idea, E-Class, whatever you have. Removing the radiator the radiator fan should be enough to get access to your belts. Just take off the good old air boxes and some insulation, give them some cleaning, intake manifold and such. It gets kind of dirty down there in the screws for the manifold. And take a spark plug off, just take a look how it's looking right now and see if it's dirty or at least worn out. I don't think it is because the car's running just fine. But might as well take a peek and know for future if I need to change them out or not relatively soon or not. I'm also going to take out the filters in the boxes and just dust them out real quick. They do get pretty dusty, so if you guys have 156, haven't touched the filters in a while, do yourself a favor and just dust them out because they do get quite dusty over a short period of time. So yeah, just took this plug out if it wants to focus any day now. There we go, kind of. A little bit oily, but it's pretty normal in a 156. The whole manifold is just going to be full of oil at this point because that's just how they run. A lot of blow-by, unfortunately, but it all gets burned off, so not a huge deal. A little bit annoying is all, but yeah, nothing to be too concerned about. I might change them soon, but I think the ML ones probably need it more than this does. Those are definitely older than 30,000 miles. We've had that car since 48, and now it's at 93, and I don't remember changing them at all. So I'll make a video about M156 spark plugs with the ML very soon. Just popped out the first filter, and sure enough, there are lots of bees and other insects in here for whatever reason. And the last part of the road trip prep, I've got some new wipers over here from the dealership. Just put one on. Has a nice little Mercedes logo now that didn't used to have for some reason. So yeah, just changed them out. If you guys are curious about the part number, here it is. It has all the chassis listed except the 204 Coupe, but don't be worried, fits right up. I think the 204 Coupe is just the same windshield as the 204 sedan, so it's all good. 2,000 miles later from my road trip to Central Oregon and back home to SoCal, the car was great, performed flawlessly, couldn't be happier with it. Just wanted to apologize for the lack of content in June that's been uploaded. I've been working a lot of stuff, mainly videos. I mean, I have 11 videos I'm editing currently, so been recording a lot, just not been editing a lot. That's my only issue right now. Plenty of content to be made, just a lot to be edited. I think I've recorded more this month, which is June, than any other month so far, and I just have not edited the videos yet. So I'll be doing that today. I'm going to grind out a few of those, and hopefully you'll be seeing those within this week, and also throughout July as well. But that is it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it overall. If you guys like this kind of content, let me know, and leave a like if you did enjoy it, and consider subscribing for more content like this in the coming months.